Welcome back, persistent hikers, to glimpses of our California parks. Today we will visit the Shasta Cascade region of our California parks, encompassing 22 of over 400 diverse public, state, and federal parks and their related units located within our Golden State. Lava Beds National Monument is a 47,000-acre volcanic and historical public accessible park maintained by the National Park System. Located within Siskiyou and Modoc counties in northeastern California, south of the city of Tule Lake. This park unit was established in 1925 to protect the volcanic landscape, Petroglyph Point, early Native American occupation, and the Modoc defensive battles of their homeland. The persistent hiker documented this park unit in the month of October 2024 and hopes this short video and informative commentary will entice you and yours to come visit this scenic, geological, historical federal park unit in the near future. These museum images were taken inside the modern visitor center. Multiple displays show examples of the volcanic activity which shaped this region. One can learn the difference between the shield and composite volcanoes and observe a sample of each. Modoc Indian displays tell us of the Native American inhabitants who lived here for thousands of years. Modoc and U.S. Army war items tell us of their battles during the winter of 1872-73 and the final demise of the Modoc lifestyle and land. Homesteaders and the draining of the Tule Lake changed the area forever. These visitor centers, artifacts, and displays help remind us of the ultimate cost to the environment, wild animals, and those who stood in the way of the manifest destiny. Before starting the Cave Loop Scenic Drive, we walked to the Mushpot Cave, the only lit cave that is geared for visitors that won't be caving or exploring many of the dark lava tubes. The Mushpot Cave is well lit, 770 feet long. It contains stairs and steps, has a paved path complete to the end, and contains many lit interpretive signs all along the passageway. There are a couple spots where we tall folks have to bend down along the pathway. Take your time while observing all the wonders of this ancient lava tube. Mushpot is recommended as an introductory cave. I highly suggest if you only have a limited time or just aren't up to tackling the more difficult caves, make sure you check this one out. Mushpot Cave will give you the real feel and experience of hiking through a lava tube under ideal condition, a paved path, interpretive sign, and well-planned spot lighting. My compliments to the National Park Service for providing this once-in-a-lifetime experience for those of us with mobility issues. Although I entered many of the lava tubes here, never going very deep, never really caving, I stayed away from the rougher ones. My weak knee kept reminding me of my limits and how painful a fall would be on this rough lava surface. There are 5 kinds of caves found here in California: solutional caves, lava tubes, sea caves, talus caves, and fracture caves. Lava tubes was the last of the 5 for me to explore. So I ask you, persistent hikers, how many have you explored? I suggest you add lava tubes to your bucket list while you can still locate your bucket. If you are planning to tackle a few of the easier remote caves, like I did, make sure you carry 2 flashlights and buy a helmet. That first overhang you hit with your exposed head will remind you not to scrimp on your safety, and eliminating that painful bump will justify the cost of the gear. As for Mushpot Cave, I give my lava tube encounter a 5-star rating, a quality experience you can enjoy on your own, a memory that will last a lifetime. Up the ladder we go, heading for the next nearby cave, Indian Well. A short walk from Mushpot across the main park road will bring you to the Indian Well. With a high ceiling, this cave was home to a pool of water, which is how it got the well part of its name. Much of the cave's lining has collapsed. Those traveling off the trail will end up climbing over or around large breakdown blocks. Not recommended by yours truly. Because there was water in the cave that could be obtained without using torches, the lava bed Modocs had their main camp here. We now headed for the Cave Loop Scenic Trail, 12 caves, the largest concentration of lava tube caves in the park. First up, the Golden Dome Cave. Because this cave required more stooping and some crawling, I questioned this one. Once I found the tight ladder entrance, my knee made the decision. No way, Jose. Heading for our next cave stop, I got a chance to view the surrounding high desert landscape and distant buttes. One can imagine the lava flowing from the buttes and spatter cones thousands of years ago. Next up, Hopkins Chocolate and the Garden Bridge. For one with mobility issues, and for those wanting to get great images of natural lava bridges and an open cave system, this area was my favorite. I'm over 6 foot tall, and I did have to stoop down inside the open Hopkins Chocolate Cave, but it was well worth the effort. I must have taken 100 images here. It was hard selecting which ones to show you. Hopkins Chocolate Cave was discovered and named by E.L. Hopkins in October 1892. It was the tan-colored coating of minerals and mud on the ceiling and walls that inspired the name. The floor in Hopkins Chocolate has been mostly cleared of loose rock and exhibits outstanding examples of ropey cauliflower aa. The cave is about 700 feet long and ends at an unusual lava seal. The large cave opening under Chocolate Bridge and the open skylight, along with the garden bridges, is where I took most of my images. About 200 feet after leaving the master tube, the labyrinth branch split several times, creating a tangle of branches, parallel tubes, and collapses known as the garden bridges. In the garden bridges' 2 acres of area are entrances to 10 caves, including Golden Dome, Hopkins Chocolate, Blue Grotto, and South Labyrinth, plus a number of bridges. H.D. Howard named the area the 6 Garden Bridges because of the gardens he found under some of them. Because most of the bridges in small caves are well lit by daylight, they harbor a wide variety of plant and animal life. Many small birds even nest in the entrances. Most of the Garden Bridge caves are short and retain well-preserved lava tube features. Another reason I spent so much time here. While you view my Garden Bridge images, I want to tell you about the cave loop itself. The cave loop area is a delta-like lava flow about 1 mile long and a half a mile wide, built up by the overflows from the master tube of the headquarters lava tube system. The greatest concentration of caves in the monument occur here. The 2-mile loop road provides easy access to them. Parking areas are provided near all principal caves, and short paved trails lead to the cave's entrances. Prior to 1926, the cave loop area supported a large strand of mountain mahogany. A fire ravaged the area in 1926, leaving only a few of the largest junipers standing. Shortly thereafter, J.D. Howard began building an accessible roadway through the area. That dirt path would later become the Cave Loop Road. The National Park System did a great job paving the road, paving the parking areas, paving the walkways to the cave entrances, and supplying trash cans at almost every pullout. Speaking of trash bins, I don't know who to thank more, the park system for having the foresight to put quality trash containers at almost every pullout and overlook in the park, or concerned visitors who respect our state and federal parks as much as I do. This was without a doubt one of the cleanest California parks I've visited. Thank you everyone for making my visit a pleasant one. No trash and no graffiti. A small grotto on the eastern edge of the Garden Bridges area overlaps a pit to a lower level that is part of the Blue Grotto Cave. J.D. Howard favored the pit in the Blue Grotto, probably because it was the only one easily climbed in the days before there were stairways. There are 6 natural openings to the Blue Grotto Cave and 1 excavated. 2 are walk-in entrances, 3 are skylights, one of which has a stairway. 1 is a pit entrance with stairway, and 1 is an excavated entrance at the far south end. The floor of the southern 2/3 of the cave is occupied by a raised tongue of cauliflower in places 3 foot high. Inside, a caver can view one of the few remaining wooden stairways. Next up is the Catacombs Cave. On March the 2nd, 1918, while searching for caves, J.D. Howard sought shelter from a blizzard by descending into a collapsed sink. He sat down on a wood rat's nest, felt air movement, and tore away the nest to uncover a small opening through the rocks. When he enlarged the opening, he went about 1,000 feet inside. He discovered his favorite cave. The cave's many branches and alcoves reminded him of burial chambers beneath the city of Rome, so he named it Catacombs. Some of the finest examples of lava flowstone, lava stalactite, ribs, and patterns of lava flow in the monument can be found in Catacombs. Catacomb Cave formed in an overflow from the headquarters system Master 2. It's about 2,000 feet from the catacombs' only entrance to the far end of the cave. Essentially, the cave is 2 parallel tubes, almost all the way, with braided complexity and many short plugged branches, bringing the total transverse length to 6,900 feet. It is the longest cave in the monument, and was for a while the longest known single entrance cave in California. Ova's Cave is a little over 200 feet long, 52 feet wide at the lower end, and about 30 feet high and wide open at both ends. The Ova's Bridge is a narrow strip of rock spanning the collapsed trench at the end of the trail north from the Natural Bridge parking area. Ova's Cave is well lit naturally. Much of its lining is gone, and there are probably levels below it. The Path to Paradise Alley's Cave. The upper entrance to Paradise Alleys and Ovis Caves are found together in the same collapsed trench. Ovis is a large, gently curved segment of a master tube, while Paradise Alleys consist of two rambling passages vertically offset and connected within by a pit with a stairway. Paradise Alley is a segment of one of the principal overflows from the headquarters master tube, while Ovis is a segment of the master tube itself. Paradise Alley's cave has 4 entrances, 2 at the upper end and 2 at the lower end, and 1 skylight. Between Paradise Alleys and the entrance to Catacombs Cave, there are several short, unnamed caves, isolated by wide collapsed sinks. This is about as close as I get to real caving. My knees can't handle the crawling around, and my claustrophobic issues don't like dark caves. For all you physically fit, genuine cavers, I salute you. I'm sure you'll witness features here that I can only read about. For those of you with mobility issues, tackle only what you feel safe in exploring. Paradise Alley's smooth floors, ceiling heights exceeding 7 foot, and multiple layers made this one cave I wanted to visit. The roof section of the Paradise Alley's cave. Secure trash bins found throughout the park. Next up, Sunshine Cave, a friendly small cave, an easily traversed lava tube with a minimum of stooping. Sunshine Cave developed inside a small overflow from the master tube of the headquarters system. J.D. Howard named the cave Sunshine because there was enough natural light to explore over 100 feet without using any artificial light source. This cave, like some others, was closed during my October visit due to bat hibernation. Natural Bridge Cave, just across the street, is a short multi-lever section of the headquarters master tube. Either end of the upper level may be seen from the surface trails leading from the parking area. Because there are no ladders or stairways down into the cave and no trails inside, I passed on this one. Natural Bridge Cave has 2 levels, and judging from the depth of the other sections of the master tube, there are probably still lower levels. I at least took a few images at the cave's entrances and while walking around the outer perimeter. Next up are Hercules Leg and Juniper Cave. These 2 caves became one after 1933, when Depression-era work crews accidentally joined the 2 during excavation. Hercules Leg Juniper has 13 openings. Many of them are suitable entrances and 1 collapsed sink. This cave is one of the best preserved caves in the monument and contains exceptional examples of lava flow stone, cauliflower floors, lava flow features, pillars, and outstanding ribs. We found the Sentinel Cave system closed. I wish to acknowledge my usage of the informative park guides and brochures, along with the on-site park rangers and docent who helped me to gather information needed for this Glimpses presentation.
Hope you enjoyed this park adventure. Take the time to visit our sponsors and become a monthly donor, assisting us in documenting each of our diverse federal and state California parks. By becoming a member of the Persistent Hikers and wearing our Glimpses patch, you are informing the young generation that we seniors still have the capability, although limited, to enjoy our parks just as much as they can. Until our next California park adventure, happy trails.